I can see 16 people are in the room at this moment. I hope everybody can hear me nice and well. I will talk in the next 15 minutes about JustConnect. I like to call it a way to digitize the agricultural code of conduct to create a digital ecosystem with the farmer at the steer. I will quickly tell you who I am and also why I think it's important that today I'm here. Actually, I was born as an agriculture engineer. I'm fascinated by farm machinery and equipment all my life. The best way to go as far in that as possible was to do a PhD on farm, on spreaders for fertilizer, long time ago. And then I slightly moved from the technical part to more to the dark side, to the management, and also the business around agri-food. So I became the director of the department here, and I'm more and more a technical expert, but with a lot of interest in the business aspect. And I like to see myself as an ambassador for precision farming and for digital agri-food, and that is also the reason why I'm here. Because I think maybe if you follow a little bit what is happening on precision farming, a lot is said about precision farming, and there was some years ago a sentence from Rabobank that I like to repeat a lot. Everybody is talking about smart farming except our farmers. And I think one of our goals is to bring real value to the ecosystem and to bring real solutions to our farmers and make sure that also our farmers start adopting and start talking about precision farming. So that's why we work with the adagio under promise and over deliver, because now a lot of technology works very fine in YouTube movies, but it doesn't work in the field with the farmer. Very short, something about ILVO. We are the Flemish Research Institute for Agriculture and Food. We are 85 years old, so nowadays in COVID, we are one of the risk groups. So with this age, we have 670 people working for us, and we are located in different places in Flanders. And we also have a department at the sea in Ostend. Very short, I will not further explain it, but we are a mix of public and private organizations. So we have a private capital and a government department. We are situated, the most of our buildings, in Merelbeek and Melle. We like to think of our campus as the Agri-Food Valley, and we have 4 units. We work around plant sciences, social sciences, animal sciences, and technology and food sciences. Important for us is that we are a value-driven organization and that we place culture before structure. I will not impress you by all the numbers and the locations that we have. If you get the presentations later on, you can look into the numbers. And you can see that in the last 10 years, we invested heavily to have the most modern equipment and infrastructure that is available at the moment. Important for us to mention is that we want to bring solutions for all possible developments in society, as well for the local model of agriculture, where we have short supply chains, community-supported agriculture, urban agriculture. We work for this and we have solutions for it, and we also work for the smart farming model, the model where we will try to produce as efficient as possible for a world market. So ILVO does not feel that it has to take position here. We don't choose, we don't support one system or another. Our job is to be there with solutions for every system. So that is why we are there to cover everything from soil to plate and from plate to soil. If you come to ILVO with a question that is related to agriculture or food, we will have a solution for you. Just to show that it's not only talking, but we do a lot of concrete use cases here. Most of them are done in a living lab environment. These are some of them. I will not go through it. I think it's more than time that I move to the core of my presentation, and that will be talking about data sharing and the API economy and how we think we propose a solution for that in agri-food. If we talk about data sharing, I like to bring the concept that we work on data sharing 4.0. Now, when there is a data sharing 4.0, there is also need for data sharing 1.0, and that means in the old days that you just share documents between people you trust and within the same color, and most of it were physical documents. Then if we go to 2.0, we started sharing in a digital way, and but still only between people that are in our circle of trust. More and more, we started to use the cloud. We talked then about data sharing 3.0, and cloud solutions like the use of APIs became available. But still, as you can see, we only share within our own circle of trust with the businesses that we know. Now, if we're talking about data sharing 4.0, we are talking about the real API economy, and we are talking about the fact that you will share data as a product. So you're also willing to share your data with people or businesses that you don't know. And this is here where we try to build an API-based system to share data as a product with all players in your ecosystem. But as you can see by this construction is not very stable. Some components are missing if you just let it grow without some support. And we believe we need 3 pillars to support it and to make it stable: infrastructure, trust, and respect. And we developed an infrastructure, or no, not an infrastructure, a system, an architecture for that, based on connectors, API management, an API market, access control, authorization, and a clearinghouse. These are the different components of our solution. And we call it JustConnect. On the infrastructure, very short, we are funded by these 6 players. All of them are cooperatives, and together with ILVO as a neutral party in the middle and extra funding from the European Fund of Regional Development, we developed the data sharing platform. It was ILVO in cooperation with an ICT provider, Civica, who has built the platform, and we inspired our architecture for the platform on the rules or on the model of the International Data Space Association. I will not become technical in this presentation, but more technical slides like this one with these different components you can find here. You can always contact me, and I will bring you in contact with our technical people if you want to know more about how our project was, how our platform is designed. Here you can see it shown in another way from the 2 sides, the data providers and our data consumers. Why did we develop that? Well, we believe that today the data ecosystem is like a spaghetti. If you want today to build an app, for instance, that would monitor the milk temperature during the whole supply chain, you would have to start talking to farmers you have to talk to their vets, you have to talk to the government, you have to talk to the dairy processors. So at least 10, 15 different players you will have to make a contract with, you will have to make a data agreement, you will probably have to pay for the data, and you will have to find technical solutions to get their data. So it will be like a totally messed up spaghetti-like system. And if one of the players in the ecosystem changes his mind, you will have to adapt your ICT system to it. So we want to get rid of this spaghetti system, and we want to a circular system where actually we'll build a kind of highway in the middle with all exits, and where all data users and data providers can be circular connected and foreseen of an API market. What is really in the middle of this thing is respect. I thought it was very interesting in the keynote that we started talking about what is the role of the farmer. Well, the role of the farmer is that he is the data owner. And I hope that a lot of people here, and I cannot see your faces, and that's a pity, know about the EU Code of Conduct on agricultural data sharing by contractual agreement, because it is this document that we actually digitized. The rules that are in this document have been digitized by us as a data sharing framework. It has been agreed by quite some large players. You can see them from Fertilizers Europe or the European Protection Association, Copa-Cogeca, all big players in the ecosystem agreed on this code of conduct. It's not law, it's a code. But we see it as a very important core of our platform. What does it mean? It means that every farmer can decide at any moment what data he wants to share with whom, why, and how long. And he can change his mind if he wants to decide otherwise. Or he can just say, okay, I stop data sharing. How did we roll this out? Because it's more than a PowerPoint or a project. JustConnect is really out there. Last year, around this time, actually, we did the launch event, and our platform went live. And then 2 months later, we launched the first application. It's very important here to say that the application that have been launched and will be launched are always demonstration cases by us. JustConnect itself does not develop applications, we ask third parties to develop these applications. For this first applications, we have around 4,000 farmers that will have to use it, and 12 data providers. How does it work? Well, a data provider can publish his API on our platform, and an application developer can request access to this API, but it is the farmer who will decide if he wants to give access to his data. How does this work? Probably you all know that most of the farmer data is already with the businesses, so our platform is a B2B platform. It's the businesses, the milk businesses that have the data from the farmer, for instance. If these farmers say that they want, if for instance you want to develop an app based on milk data from farmers, you have to ask consent to the farmers. When these farmers give consent, the data can flow from the dairy businesses to, for instance, the third party that wants to develop an app to support the farmer in his management. If one of the farmers decides not to share his data, very logically, as you can see on the slide, the data of that farmer will not go through to the software developer. So each farmer can decide for himself. If you want to build an application, for instance, to give advice to farmers how to feed their cows based on the amount of milk that the cow processes, to keep it very simple, you need data from the feeding industry, you need data from the dairy industry, and you have to talk to two businesses, A and B, to get the data of the farmer. And again, through APIs, you will get this information if the farmer gives consent. You can see here some screenshots. Our farmers can log in with their digital identity or with different systems. Mostly they use It's Me in Belgium because they know it from for the taxes when they have to fill in their taxes. So this is where they log in, and they get, for the people who can read in Dutch, they get a very clear overview who has asked their data and how many times they said yes. For instance, this farmer gave consent 4 times to data to some players that asked data from the farmer. And at any time he can get a clear overview. You can see it here on the left side, the resources, where the data is coming from, and whether he sets accept or reject. This is another clear overview of the screen. How the farmer can at any moment also change his mind, so he can switch from red to green or from green to red if he doesn't want to give access anymore. So coming to some conclusions for us in JustConnect, what are the benefits of working with JustConnect? It gives you it has openness. It is an open data ecosystem where all actors can participate in many different roles. We can clearly deliver trust by a clear governance rule and a neutral body as ILVO in the middle. We deliver transparencies. All transactions are digital, logs are kept, and in our clearinghouse, all actors can see what transactions have been made. And it provides for us a unique possibility for the farmers to stay in control of their data, to decide who has access to the data, who can valorize their data, and they can. It allows the possibility to the farmers to be really part of the API economy, together, of course, with the other players in the agri-food businesses. So maybe to make it very clear to you, I will show you the movie of JustConnect. The movie, I mean, a kind of infographic, actually.
With the digital apps he builds, he helps farmers to monitor their crops and animals and simplify their administrative tasks. And he sees some amazing opportunities. For several years now, thousands of data sets have been generated in the agri-food chain. By cleverly combining a number of those data sets, so many more useful applications become possible. For example, the fruit and vegetable sector could use a system that connects harvest times to market demand. An idea of app builder Sarah. Agricultural soil improvement. Tom dreams of a powerful advice system based on all the available soil parameters. Mike is wondering how you could monitor the temperature of milk from the cooling tank to the jar of yogurt. One thing though, how do Andy, Sarah, Tom, and Mike gain access and a plug-in to the required data sets, preferably in a fast, efficient, and clean way for everyone involved? JustConnect is the solution. It's a high-performance ICT infrastructure and transparent rules of the game. It's safe and it saves time and money. A digital toll road with on and off ramps, powerful connections that is, from and for farmers. How does it work? Every farmer can decide which part of his or her data and with whom they share it with. And a candidate app builder like Andy plays it fair, or the data faucets stay firmly shut. That's the bottom line. Respect for the data owner, the farmer. That's what these founding partners signed up for. Flanders Research Institute for Agriculture, Fisheries, and Food is the referee. Europe is a co-funder. Farmer and data. Want to connect? JustConnect.
This is the platform. Then if you want to know what it really can do, but this is very important for us, is that with a platform, actually the farmers don't know anything about what data sharing can mean for them. Farmers want real help solutions. So we developed a demo model and a demo case. And this case is the last thing, it's 1 minute, I will show it. It's actually a digital auditing system that makes sure that farmers have less administrative burden if they have to comply with the milk quality specifications in Flanders.
Jürgen, can I ask? We will share this link because we have 1.5 minutes left, and I see two questions that might be interesting to ask you.
Yeah, I will stop it. 1 second. All right.
The first question is, has the farmer insight in what the application developers are going to do with his information, his data?
Yes, you need to tell why you will share the data, but what you will do with the data.
Okay. And another question is, with big West Coast players moving in, is a national platform like JustConnect sustainable, also considering in a global food market?
That's a very good question, and we are very aware of that question. But our approach, at least not for now, is trust will grow locally. You will not get the trust of farmers if you move in with a platform coming from a different country. We all know that, for instance, in the Netherlands, we have a similar platform. There are some things different, but you have joint data in the Netherlands. You have other platforms in other countries. At this moment, we were quite convinced that the Flemish farmer, at least in the beginning, if you want to earn his trust, has to be able to work with the Flemish platform. Later on, I'm 100% sure that these platforms will connect. But if Europe continues to believe in a federated system with platforms being connected, so another system than what America is standing for, we believe this is the way to go. But we will sure connect to others in the future. Is that an answer to the question?
Yes, that's an answer, and I think that's the answer to the last question as well. And unfortunately, we arrived at the end of our time, so we have to stop right now. So thank you, Jürgen, for all your good efforts. And I would ask everyone to go to their next breakout session, and I will send you all back to the lobby now.
Can I answer the questions in this chat later on also?
Yes, you can. Okay, bye-bye.